Welcome to What Grows. It's a podcast where we play with the connection between who we are and how we grow. I'm your host, Noella Mashi. Doreen, we first met through our shared work in the social impact space. And I remember being struck by something you said about travel, that no matter where you go, you always find a way to exercise and keep your body moving in new spaces. And there was something about that commitment to honoring your physical self, even in unfamiliar places, that felt like a window into how you approach everything else. So I was interested. I wanted to just know more about you. And as someone from the same region of Tanzania, I've also watched your journey with particular interest, from helping Ubongo reach over 30 million families across 41 African countries to now launching Eden Retreat and co founding STEM Girls Education. So I'm curious, especially about the thread of transformation through intentional experience in your work, whether it's children learning through cartoons or leaders recovering through retreat. I think there's something powerful there about taking our understanding of what works and rooting it in who we are, where we came from, and scaling it across cultures and contexts. So I'm eager to explore all of the wisdom that you have as you move through the world. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Noella. Such a great pleasure to have a conversation with you, catch up. It's been a while since we last met. I think
Yeah.
we last met, was it Namibia or Botswana? Remember that conference
Oh my
in
goodness.
Botswana? Maybe 2019. And that
That's
was
right.
last time I saw you.
Wow. And we're from the same place. So,
Exactly. So it's, I think otherwise it's been like a few email exchanges after that, but nothing much. Haven't seen you in person ever since. So, such a pleasure to be here with you.
yeah, thank you. All right. So, I have a favorite question that I like to ask all my guests. If you could give your life a title like it was a book, what would it be?
Hmm. Wow, that's a beautiful question. It would certainly have something to do with authenticity. And yeah, I think maybe something about walking in destiny or in purpose. Yeah, living life with the authenticity at the center, something like that. I think
Mm,
that has always
yeah.
been so important to me, just like a full expression of who I am in everything that I do, and bringing myself to the work, um, and designing a life that I feel is a full expression of me and the world I want to create. And so has been the thing that has really guided, has just been a guiding light in many ways, as well as my faith in God.
Mm, uh-huh. Yeah, authenticity. It sounds like, yeah, that's a big part. And can you tell me about what an authentic, well-designed life looks like for you these days?
Yeah, it's alignment between what I feel inside, like what I, what my gifts are, my aspirations, the changes I want to see in the world, the value I want to bring. I want, like, my faith, my beliefs. It's like alignment with my values, between my values and what I do, how I live, how I move, how I show up. That is so important to me. And it really, it is so strong that it guides a lot of my decisions. If it's not aligned, if I have to feel like I'm cheating myself, or I am giving you a version that is not, like, a version of myself that is not honest, I don't want anything to do with that thing, whatever it is. Um, so, so it creates a lot of
I
it's like for me, it gives me so much peace, and it doesn't matter where I am in life or how much money I am making or not making. It doesn't matter how inconvenienced my decisions make me, as long as I'm aligned with my deepest values. I'm good. I am happy to live with the consequences for that come with it. And so the life that I end up having is
Mhm,
one full of joy, peace, tension, resistance, a lot of resistance, because I safeguard that part of me very much.
mhm. Can you tell me about a situation that was right for you and how you knew?
Yes. So I have been going through a transition, I think, for the last 2, 3 years now. That has been massive, right? Because I was at Ubongo and worked there for many years. Built something that is really incredible and impacts a lot of people's lives. And so that was a great adventure of my life. But I think after 9 years, it just felt like, you know what, it's time to take another challenge. And did I did so just because I felt like it was time for something different, not because I hated what I was doing. I still loved working at Ubongo, still loved doing everything I was doing, but I just felt like I wanted to continue to grow and I wanted to explore other opportunities. And so I left and took another role in a multinational, I would say, organization, much bigger than Ubongo. And I think for me, there was, as I was leaving, what I wanted to do really was I knew it was time to start a business, but I was a bit scared because you're like, maybe I need more experience. I always wanted to start my own business, even before I joined Ubongo. And I felt that Ubongo gave me the opportunity to learn and to be at the front row of like building a business from scratch. And that was amazing because I got that opportunity. But I felt like, I was kind of ready to start something, but I was quite scared. So another opportunity for a job came and I just sort of jumped into it. Um, and I think after just a few months of doing that and working there, it just felt very like the environment itself, while the work was very much aligned with what I wanted to do with my life, and it was on education, something I love and had done previously, but I just felt the environment wasn't right for me and where I want to go. And was in many ways, yeah, violating my values. It was just becoming very, what's the word, political and ineffective to to the work that I was hoping to achieve. So, you go into an organization, you expect to stay there for 2 years, 3 years, not to leave after 3 months, right? So that was a
Mm,
big disappointment. And it just felt a bit like, are you really gonna do this? It's such a big turnaround, and it's very, it's disruptive. It's gonna cause a lot of tension with people around
mm,
you, right? But it just felt like I really couldn't stay. I couldn't go on like that, and I had to say no. I have to align with my values and what's the kind of environment I would want to be in, I would want to work in. And so even though it's a very tough decision, I'm still gonna make it. Um,
mm,
yeah,
mm,
so there are many situations like that. Maybe another a great example is I left and I began to look into different, opportunities. Maybe starting a food company and a food production company. Actually, was looking into doing
mm,
plant-based foods. Did some research. Traveled to Uganda and looked at the distribution value chain and all of that. and later decided that no, it wasn't making sense financially, and it was very expensive to transport like raw materials to South Africa where I live. And so I pivoted. And that was another like, oh, you're gonna start something and then change, like pivot just like that, right? And you start to seem like you're not sure, maybe you're confused. And I'm just like, it's my
Mm,
life, and I want to build something. I want to invest my time and energy and money into things that I will enjoy doing for a while, for a long time, but also that is going to nourish my soul. Like I'm gonna thrive in it. I don't just want to make money, and I am not interested in pleasing people either and worrying about what people will think if I change my mind about something. So I left,
mhm,
and then I started then girls education. That opportunity came to me from another colleague, and it just felt like while I was very excited to help girls become innovators and uh, work on that in South Africa, it just also felt like I just wasn't, it wasn't the, like where I was in life right at that moment, like was not what I wanted. It wasn't something I really would enjoy doing. I wanted to do something different. And maybe outside of the education ecosystem. And so even though I spent a year working on that and building that, I pivoted again and started Eden
yeah,
Retreat. And so it's there has been a couple of pivots, right? Been going through a transition for a long time. And I have to say, I look back and I'm so proud of myself for refusing to violate myself in order to keep face and in order to please other people and look like I know what I'm doing and I'm so sure and I have my shit together. Um, I think in many ways I just didn't care. I only cared about what does Doreen want and need at this point in her life. And what kind of value does she want to create and bring into the world, and in what ways does she want to do that? And for
mhm,
me, Eden Retreat is it. Like I feel so aligned with it. And where I am in life right now and what I want to build a family. I want, like I want to rejuvenate and help other people do that. And it just feels very aligned. But it has been such a long journey, which started, I would say, in 2021, December, until, oh, let's say, yeah, 2021 December until just last year. And that's a long transition period for somebody who was very stable and doing one thing for a long time. It can make you
mm.
want to go crazy, but you have to honor the process. And I did that. And now I feel like it has yielded much fruit.
Wow. Goosebumps. I love that because I can fully relate to, oh, what will other people think about my changes and my uncertainty and my gap in my career history? And it's like, no, what I love what you said about this is my life. And I want to honor what I'm here to do, what I'm called to do, what feels right to me. And I just get the sense that you are deeply intuitive. I think intuition is like a kind of gift. And so you
Yeah.
can feel when you know this is aligned versus this is not. And that's huge if you choose to listen to it. And then if you don't, you're consistently uncomfortable. um, and 9 years of kind of the one job and then trying different things. Yeah, that's a roller coaster. So tell me how you got to Eden Retreat because it sounds very different than agri processing or export import. It sounds very different than education. What was that decision process like?
Yeah, it was again very long, a long process, right? But I kept searching, and I kept praying. I mentioned earlier that faith is a really important thing to me. I have a personal relationship with God, and I am guided by God. I don't just live my life and like whatever, like kind of guess. I actually partner with God in the things that I do. And so it was during that period of searching. One day I was sitting in my living room, and I was praying and searching. I was like, God, I want to do something I would love. Like I loved Ubongo so much. I really enjoyed it. It was like such a great way for me to express myself and my values and like create value in the world. It was so fulfilling. Very hard but very fulfilling. And I was like, God, I want to do something I would love that much, if not more, and something that will
Mm,
be so close to who I am. You know the gifts that you have put in me, you know the skills that I have, and you know what the world needs. You are the best person to ask. I need you to show me what it is that I need to do. And I had prayed that morning. It was a season that God had put me in the schedule of so much prayer. I had not prayed like that in my life, and he was asking me
mm,
to do less because I was coming from a place of busyness. My calendar would have all kinds of colors from the moment I opened my eyes until 10 p.m., midnight. Like I would be so busy. And he took all of that away. He disrupted everything and said, I just want you to exercise, pray, and read the Bible and just take good care of yourself. That's all I was doing. I was eating extremely healthy. I was going to the gym in the morning, going for walks in the evening. And in the middle of that, I'm just reading, praying, and like that's it.
mm.
And I just felt like, God, am I wasting my life? I mean, when people ask me, what are you doing? What do I tell them? I look like a loser, you know? And God was like, no, I need you to stay with me in my presence. I want to speak with you. So I had prayed this one day, and then I asked him a question: speak to me. What should I do next? And the answer came as clear as day. I don't, there are only a couple of times in my life when God has spoken to me, like, and I knew it was God and it was so clear. And it was like, help other people. And he actually said, help other women feel as rested as you do now.
Mm.
And the whole concept of Eden Retreat was like, it was as if it was just downloaded to my brain. And I knew exactly what I needed to do. I was like, "Oh, wow, that sounds amazing." Yes, it all came together in like a few minutes, and I thought, "Wow, this is too good for it to be my full-time job." Like, I will enjoy this so much that I think it's a side gig, something I'll do for fun, and then I'll have to do STEM girls full time, right? And so I began to, that was in 2022, but I didn't work on it until 2024 because I was
Mhm.
like, I don't know if I don't think it's the right time. I need to build a site. I need to da da da, like all that techno, like whatever. And I was like, yeah, I need to work on STEM girls, and that's a side gig. But as I know now, God began to show me this is not a side gig. This is bigger than you think. And you're going to do this and you're going to do it well. And women will come very tired, fatigued, burnt out, and you will help them rejuvenate. They will leave refreshed, encouraged. And I've always known I have a gift of encouragement, and so that was just like, oh my God, I love everything. Like all my favorite things come together in a retreat. I love to exercise. So we do that. I love to pray. So we do that. Worshiping God, we do that. You know, we have these curated conversations. I love that. I love to try and understand what it is that you're struggling with and how can I hold your hand and to overcome that thing. I've always wanted to help people achieve their potential in life. And that I get to do that at these retreats, identify what challenges people have and support them. You know, whether it's through just advice with other people there or even just through prayer. Um, and we do all of that. I love to travel. I love adventure. I love beautiful spaces and eating delicious meals. So it was all like, my God, am I just gonna be on vacations all the time and like enjoying my life with all these amazing people? Okay, I guess sign me up. That's where we are.
Wow. I mean, what strikes me is also the specificity and something that's just honestly, it's me bringing my own stuff into your equation is like I when God speaks to me or when I feel like a real intuitive push towards something, what stops me these days is financial concerns in a way that I don't know is from God. But
Mm.
I guess yes, I'm seeking your gift of encouragement. How do you navigate the uncertainty of building something you truly believe in and enjoy when there's all these practical considerations too?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I'm learning because I'm learning, right? And I think what I'm learning is whatever God orders, He pays for. Like
I love
just
that.
figure
I
out
have to write just let's say that one more time. Whatever God orders, he pays
whatever God,
for.
like what God orders, He pays for. So just your job is to find out, because the Bible says, the steps of the righteous are ordered by the Lord when He delights in His way. So your steps will be ordered. They're established by God. They will be ordered by Him, but you have to be aligned with Him. All right. And so I've learned that He provides, and not the way we think He should provide. I think we always think, God, it will take $2 million to really move this business forward, and then boom, there will be $2 million in our accounts. That is not how God works. He will just give you what you need for the day,
Mm,
but you have to take a step that day for Him to provide for that day. He will provide what you need along the way. As you take the step forward, He provides. But you have to take the step. And so, I mean, another thing to know is that fear is not of God. It's not.
mm,
It's not from God. It's from the devil. And that's why there's a lot of do not fear in the Bible. So
mm,
he has given you the spirit of power, love, and of a sound mind. And that's what you
mm,
need to be operating in. Do you love what you're doing? Are you operating from a place of love? You have power, not just power, but actually the spirit of power in you, right?
mm,
Like, no, you can do anything that He has asked you to do. So I'm no longer worried about the resources. I am challenged to be bold and courageous, to do the things I need to do with the resources that I have. And I'm not worried about the future because I know God will take care of the future. I need to be faithful today. So if I have money today to build a website for Eden Retreat, to hire this person, that person, I hire them. And I don't have enough to hire them for 2 years or 1 year even, but I have enough for the next month and 2, 3 months. I do it by faith. And then we'll figure it out as we go. But I have to take the step, and then He will order the rest.
mhm. Thank you for that. And I think I think that also there's some energy around that that's like very different than I'm projecting my own burnout experience than like when a woman is tired and unrested. Like to have that courage that like some of it is like, okay, I've rested. And I just how do you bring people to the water to drink? Like especially when you're tired, the last thing you want to do actually at least in your conscious mind is rest. You're like, no, I need to keep going. I need to keep going. There's something about burnout, at least for me, that makes me actually continue to push in a way that's truly toxic, you know? And so how do you convince, well, maybe if it's the word isn't convince, but how do you bring people to that place of rest?
Yeah, it's an invitation, right? and a gentle invitation, because a lot of people resist rest actually. They know, they like the idea of rest. They kind of know, yes, I need to rest. But we've been taught that rest is laziness, rest is irresponsible, rest is gonna sort of keep you behind. You're not gonna become the person you want to become if you rest. People are scared of being left behind in their jobs. Maybe I will not climb the corporate ladder if I rest. So you see that a lot in corporate. People have leave, but they don't even want to take it. In It's all out of
Mm,
fear. It's motivated by fear. And
mm.
so there's a real mindset shift that needs to take place for people to come and rest and truly rest. Because people come and they bring their laptops and they are still doing, I have a few more reports to send in, guys. I'll join you. I'll join you. There's that. And it's like, are you kidding me?
Oh, man. Doreen,
you
I will
know,
never forget
it's,
there was a time I
yeah.
climbed Mount Kilimanjaro for the first and last time in my life, like maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And the whole time
Mhm.
I was up there, I had my notepad and I was writing a deck for the week after that, a strategy. I missed the mountains. And when I got to the very top of the mountain, I sat down and like it was me and like a lot of South African people. I was the only Tanzanian on the trip. And I just started crying and crying. And I think there was some grief and some loss in that moment. Like how much we waste because we think we need to to work all the time.
Yeah. And when you double click on that, you will find that the the foundation of all of that is fear. You are scared that somehow you won't be enough if you climbed this mountain without being productive on this mountain. Maybe your value will diminish around the people you work with, and you will fail. And when if you fail, then you'll experience shame, and there's a lot of drama behind all of that, and trauma as well. And so those are some of the conversations we have on these retreats, and really help people build, routines and mindsets that support rest even after they go back to the world.
How important is a physical space, like a leaving to
Mm.
be in one physical space together to your retreat and to your approach as opposed to virtual conversations?
Oh, extremely important. One, because like your environment actually really matters, and it can make you or break you. And so we pick some of the best locations where you're really gonna feel like, you know what, I can let go here. I can relax. Yeah. I can truly like explore and be quiet, be still. And there are facilities that are supporting your rest and rejuvenation. So that is extremely important. You have to remove people out of chaos to really, for them to really look back and be like, oh, yeah, that is actually very chaotic. I didn't even notice when I was there, you know? They
Mm.
say if you sit in shit for too long, it stops smelling. Yeah,
Uh,
you will not know that is an issue, it's a problem, because you're in it. That's what's familiar. But once you leave, you start to see that's problematic. I don't even know if I want to go back to that, right? So the physical environment is really important, and people get to meet each other, and it's been amazing to see it, because every retreat I'm never, it's like it's a new group, they don't know each other, how are they gonna do, right? But it's amazing how humans work, because you find that people who wanted to come to this retreat are actually of like minds. This is something that they need, and they get along amazing, just fine. And people love to connect. And by the time we are leaving, I mean, during the retreat, people are vulnerable. People are sharing their experiences, their challenges, about their families, about their jobs. And They support one another. They hold each other's hands. By the time we leave, these people are sisters. And now they want to work together. They want to buy each other's products. I mean, we had a retreat in Zanzibar. One lady went to work for the other lady because she has an organization and she needed support on her board. And this one went to Kenya and supported her with her board stuff, like management, board management. We had in this retreat where, these ladies are selling different things. These women are buying from each other. Even now we have all these WhatsApp groups and people are sharing like, hey, I'm going through this. Can you guys please pray with me? And it's been weeks, months after the retreat, and people are still having those interactions and they feel this is a safe space and these people will support me and they love me and care about me. And that was
Mm,
just 5 days, 4 days together. I mean, strangers and then now sisters. How does it happen? It's so beautiful to watch it. Or like I don't even do anything. They do all of it themselves. So it's
wow.
just incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. And to feel like you're the channel for these connections, like that's meaningful work for sure. I'm curious about culture as well. I mean, are there differences? Do you work? I mean, it sounds like you're kind of across South Africa and Tanzania at the moment. Is there anything that you found needs to shift or change or gets lost in translation as you work with people who are from different parts of the country, the continent, the world?
No, actually, so far, no. I think culture is also something the group creates. While when we meet, we even though it's for a few days, we create the culture. And so while everybody brings their own, background experiences and things, when we come there, there's an agenda, there are sessions, there are moments of adventure, uh, moments of conversations, and people just fully show up and we create our own culture. And so they get to understand, what's acceptable and what would work in this setting. And it just nobody has to teach anyone actually. We haven't had any issues. So let's see. Maybe when we grow and go to the US or places like that, we'll see things differently. But so far it's just been amazing.
Mm, that's awesome. And okay, so I'm kind of transitioning a little bit to try to understand that the new work life balance, right? To keep yourself from being tired, even. Like I know that you work on STEM girls and you're growing Eden Retreat. How do you set up your time and your routine for rest to make sure that you are also taking care of yourself?
Yeah. So I'm actually now working on Eden Retreat full time. I've paused Eden STEM Girls education for now. Maybe it will be something I revisit later on, but I'm currently focused on Eden. And I think for me, I've always had a strong like conviction that I need to take care of myself first in order to take care of others. And you even mentioned it at the beginning in the introduction that you found that I was working out. I've always been that person. I will only have things to give other people if I have given myself. So I've never played around when it comes to my wellness, my health, my mental health. Uh, I've always created a routine. I've had a routine to exercise, eat healthy, and take care of my mental health so that I can actually take care of others. And I do see that as a radical form of leadership and such an important thing to do if you're leading others. There's no questions about it. And I keep saying, Eden Retreat is inspired by the life and teachings of Jesus. And we've seen Jesus as God who still retreated, took time away from his disciples often to go pray, to go be by himself, to take care of himself. We've seen God the Father create heavens and earth, create the entire world, right? create man, woman, all of that, and taking the seventh day off. I mean, who are we not to rest
Mm.
and not take care of ourselves if God Himself does it? Like, no. So I never have had like a toxic relationship with my wellness. I've never really felt guilty. I've always seen it as part and parcel of leadership. And that's how you show up. Like, in order for me to be effective in what I'm doing, I need to be okay. And so I don't put myself to be as a way to be self centered or selfish. I put myself so that I can carry others and I can have capacity for more.
Mm. Yeah. A lot for me to think about, especially around faith and especially around fear and what all of that means in my life. Like I feel like I've learned a lot about that from you. And then yeah, just what does it mean to sit down and rest and take care of myself because that's what we're being called to do anyway. It's not me sneaking away from the real work. This is the real work is also resting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I see that there's a huge conflict in America. Having worked in America before I even worked in Tanzania, I understand like how life is set up in America. It's in conflict with all the stuff I'm talking about.
Mm,
And I think that's why also at some, I decided to leave. It was one of the motivations for me to leave the US because I just felt like it was violating my deepest values. This capitalistic, very much, we don't care if you're dying, we don't care if you're sick, just come to work and just grind and hustle. And I just felt like, no, there's no way this is a life I want for myself. And so I do understand that if you are to have this mindset and bring it to a workplace in America, in most spaces, it would seem that you're not serious. You're not a serious
mm,
employee, and maybe somebody they should not promote or things like that. And you kind of have to decide to make a conscious decision about what it is that you want and what you don't want. But you can't just allow yourself to be carried by the waves of toxicity and we are seeing it. It's not working, right? People
mm,
are extremely sick, families are broken, there's so much tension, it's not working.
mm.
So I think, yeah, it needs an honest evaluation and decision making for an
Yeah.
individual. Yeah.
So if you were if a woman who's dealing with burnout maybe doesn't even realize she's dealing with burnout was listening to this episode, just what would you say to them directly?
um have no fear, because I think that's the foundation of it all. Like, you're not working from a place of love. It's like you're motivated by fear and you're scared of
Mm,
losing something, whether it's a job, yourself, or the people around you. You're scared. You're scared. And so first we need to deal with that fear. And I think, my faith in Christ really helps deal with fear, because the word of God helps us understand that it's not from God. And once you begin to see that, then you know how to attack it. Um, because once the fear is gone, then you will see that you need to prioritize yourself and take care of yourself so that you can be able to do more. It's all about building from a place of rest, from a place of love. And you have to love yourself, love other people that you care for, and love the work that you do. We all have
mm,
to work, but we can work from a place of love and rest and not from a place of fear.
mhm.
And I think
Thank
that is the difference.
Yeah, thank you for that. I guess the last thing I would love to ask is just when you had that vision, I guess you said 2021, 2022, or you heard that message, like
22. Yeah.
2022. What can you share a little bit about what that looks like when it's in its full like bloom? Like what are you building right now?
Yeah. Woo. I'm excited even to just share about it. We are building a bespoke wellness travel experience company designed to restore and recharge busy and burnt out professionals around the world. And so what we are building is really a sanctuary. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's a physical place, but it's like an environment that, moves from one location to another, but a sanctuary that really helps people recharge, realign, refuel themselves. And it's specifically for professionals because those are people who are really like in a system of just, yeah, exhaustion. And of course, we do all different types of retreats, and corporate retreats are one. We can organize retreats for companies, whether it's annual or whether it's strategic, maybe reset, uh, maybe they are looking to cultivate leadership or spark innovation. We can organize retreats around that. Also, we have group retreats that are going to, that are pre-scheduled. So we pick a city, we decide we are going there. Um, say to Cape Town, we have a great reset retreat coming up next year. And this is like a detoxing one. We have an adventure retreat coming up next month. That's and wellness one. So we have different types of retreats with different kinds of focus. So we are looking to really help everybody um, as much as possible. People and their priorities really experience rest and rejuvenation. Um, I mean, my hope is that we are going to help a lot of people, not just women, even men, rejuvenate and get them out of the system of like exhaustion and just burnout and busyness, but now helping them to build from a place of rest and from a place of love. And that means you take care of yourself, you take care of the world, you take care of your mind, body, and spirit. And
Mhm.
I think the spirit is really important there. A lot of times people go on trips, people go on vacations, they go, they sit on the beach for a couple of days, they come back. But you haven't filled up yourself up with anything. If my car was running out of gas and I parked it somewhere and came back after 2 weeks, the tank will still be empty.
Mhm.
That's what a trip really does. It's just a trip, it's just a getaway. But what if you actually refueled your mind, your emotions, your emotional life? You took care of that. Your spirit, you took care of your spirit because we are spiritual beings, and everything we see in the physical started in the spirit. So you can you have to deal with that first in order for things to be okay in the physical. And so those are some of the things that we talk about and discuss and help people navigate. I think a lot of healing is coming through Eden Retreat. People are experiencing healing, people are being nurtured, people are being restored, encouraged, realigned, encouraged to do more. And I love that. I think it's needed. And it's like we are supporting people who are already doing so much and they're giving so much of themselves. And now we are holding their hands and saying, look, take care of yourself. Let's take care of you. Let's teach you how to better care of yourself so that you can have capacity for more because we need you and the world needs you.
Mhm.
So it's a movement. It's literally a revolution, and I am happy to lead it.
Awesome. Well, I enjoyed talking to you so much, and thank you for sharing all of the encouragement and, yeah, faith over fear. I love that. Thank you.
Faithfulness, yeah. Yes, absolutely. I know we're out of time, but I would say this. Like, I used to have so much fear. I lived with chronic fear for many years. I would wake up with fear sitting on my chest. Like, I'm scared about what if something goes wrong in this deal that I need to close? What if that conference, da. I would always worry about so much. I would worry about things 5 years from now, uh, and so I know. But for many years, I started to read the Word of God, and I began to see that this is not what God wants for me, and that fear is not like supposed to be in my life at all, at all. And I can tell you, after praying about this and asking God for peace, He came and took out all the fear, and as I speak to you now, I have no fear. It doesn't mean if a lion comes there, I won't be scared, but I don't live with it. It
Yeah.
gets triggered here and there, but I address it. And I'm like, no, no, you're not going to stay. You have to go. In Jesus' name, get out. And it gets out because I speak life and I speak peace, right? I take authority. And I never thought this was possible, but I live with no fear. And because I live without fear, I make very good decisions because I'm not motivated by fear anymore. I'm not inspired, or I'm not even leveraging fear to make decisions, which I used to do. I'm just making sound decisions, right? And it's a game changer that I really hope, and I can, in fact, even I share this with you now. I'm inspired to do a retreat just around this topic,
Mm.
because I feel like it's really holding a lot of people back, and they are not working in their fullest potential because they are being held back by fear. And you can live your life without fear whatsoever. No, zero fear. It doesn't mean bad things are not happening around you. They are. Like in fact, I've gone through the worst. Like, I lost my brother, I lost my grandmother. I've gone through the worst now, and yet I have zero fear, when before I didn't even go through that much, but I had so much fear. So it's a state of mind, but it's also a state of the soul. And it's like, when you have that fear, it's a broken soul. Like, you need to heal, and you need to know what God says and speaks over you, and take authority to drive away fear.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if I can leave you with anything, is that you don't have to live a life of fear, and you can have faith, but it all comes from God.
Mm. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. If you enjoyed this episode, please rate the show. It really makes a difference. I'm also always looking for guests who enjoy meaningful conversations. If that sounds like you, send me a message with what you'd like to talk about, and I'll get back to you. Thanks for listening.